treat yourself,
Yeah.
and treat
Mm-hmm.
your business, which is our theme
Yeah.
of the episode. So what are we going to start
Yes.
off with, Kate?
Ooh, I think it's my favorite, and it is the gift of time. And so, what does that mean? What does that look like? I think the biggest thing is potential areas that are not your zone of genius, not what you thrive at, not what your clients are necessarily paying you to do, which is write copy. But there are lots of other things that you need to get done, whether it is for your business or whether it's around your house and, keeping an office space that's clean. So there's ways you can outsource these things, right?
I think one of the first people think about is that concept of hiring a house cleaner to come in.
Mm-hmm.
Not only does it save me time, when the house cleaner's here, I can be working on my business. And then for me too, it's also a well-being thing. But I think something that people should think about too when it comes to hiring a house cleaner or hiring someone to do anything for them. Don't forget that you are providing work for someone, and that's a wonderful position to be in, to be
Mm-hmm.
making enough of an income that it actually financially makes sense for you to be paying someone else to do this work. That's a really great position to be in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and if you're not into house cleaners, I have my little robot vacuum friend, as everyone knows. We've definitely talked about it before. It was an investment. Yes, my husband can tell you I was not thrilled the first day that I found out he purchased it, and now I am a huge convert. It saves me so much time, and I think that's the name of the game: is putting a value on your time, which you do for your clients. Yes, we usually charge by the project, but you have an hourly rate. So use that when you're doing other tasks that maybe you either really don't want to do or are taking away from making money for your business.
I think that's really the big shift that people need to think about when it comes to like, oh, I don't know, but I could do it myself. Yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
really, should you?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, too, is it doesn't have to be, if there are moment to moment choices that we can make as well. Now that you are earning well, when you have the opportunity to do little things to save yourself a little bit of angst, do it. Get the
Mm-hmm.
groceries delivered, or if you don't want to get them all the way delivered, then do the curbside pickup. And then of course for your business as well, maybe this is the year to get a bookkeeper. Just putting that
Mm-hmm.
out there. That's another thing that's like, is it stressing you out? Probably, right? I think
And
that
even if it's not, though, I think there's this default that we can do so many things, especially as a freelancer. You start wearing a lot of hats and you're like, I can do this. I can clean my house. I can do the bookkeeping. I can play the role of virtual assistant, which is another one to look into. You can play all these roles and you get good at playing all these roles. But the reality is, you just don't have the time to play all of these roles. So pick and choose which ones you need to do, which is writing copy really at the end of the day is what what you need to do. And then all the other ones, yes, you can do it, but figuring out what you can let go of and makes sense to let go of.
okay, next category of items to get for
Yes.
your business: self care. Let's not forget, friends, that when you are a freelancer, you are your business's biggest asset, greatest asset.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything goes wrong with you, your business is in big trouble. So
Yeah.
you need to take care of that asset.
I love a good massage. I'm not going to lie. It's a splurge, and I know, but
You love massages. I love massages as well. I'm not going to lie. I try to make it a priority to get like a weekend away
mm-hmm.
by myself with no work, also no television, just reading and some
Yes.
journaling and some thinking and some sleeping in. And just there's something mentally clearing about being in a place that you have never been in before and a
Mm-hmm.
place that you're not in charge of. You don't have to clean. You're not, or hire someone to clean, and you don't pay the mortgage on. You get to just kind of go and distance yourself.
And even if you can't, to head to, my favorite thing is going to hotel lobbies and just hanging out and working from there, doing some reading, getting a cocktail at the hotel lobby, doing some goal setting, some goal planning. Again, perfect time to kind of take yourself out of your office. And if you still want to focus on work and moving your business forward, looking at your goals and actually spending quality time just with your goals and not being distracted by all the client projects or other work that you need to get done, which I think is very easy to do when you're in the office. So taking some space away for kind of a special project day.
Also, think about vacations this year.
Yeah.
Even if you can't take a vacation, take some time to think about when you will be able to take a vacation this year. Because freelancers, especially, if
Mm-hmm.
you don't set that time aside now, you're going to
Yeah.
get to the end of the year and be like, oh my God, I meant to take a vacation. I never got a chance to.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's kind of a big thing, but they're like little self-care things you can do too. Kate, I think it's the Calm app that you're a fan of.
Yes, I'm an occasional, not a consistent Calm user, but the Calm app, which you can find free trials. There are other ones too. I think like Headspace and some other ones.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to, purchase yourself a subscription, I feel like we spend so much money on like $20 here or a $10 latte there that you know what, a $60 subscription or whatever it is over the course of a
Course of a
year,
year. Yeah.
it's not a lot in the scheme of things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Next topic. Uh,
Yes.
education. Gifts you can
Mm-hmm.
give yourself and your business in terms of education.
Yes. So I feel like there's first things first, books. There's always, we have a ton of book recommendations, and we'll link to some in the show notes. But we should always be learning as copywriters, and that's whether it's in our field, but also just, looking for ways to be more productive, ways to, be more efficient in our copywriting, to write better copy,
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of good leadership development. I think if freelancers, we don't often think of ourselves as like, I need leadership, but we're running our business. And so whether it's for ourselves and running our business or to just take control of situations with our clients and really be a great partner to them, those sorts of books are also really helpful too. To
Mm-hmm. Learning different things
mm-hmm.
keeps you fresh. And I personally am a big fan of Audible, and I don't always get there, as often at the end of the day. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to sit down and do some reading. I read a couple pages and then I'm like, no, I will be doing some sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great for multitasking.
Yeah.
Similarly, in the same vein, newspaper subscriptions. And again, I feel like you read certain things, in whether it's the business section, whether it's the real estate section, whatever it is. I feel like the more you consume, the more reading you do in general, the more ideas you just get from taking your brain outside of whatever it is you're working on. And
Yeah, absolutely. And along those same lines, I've become a big fan of the Masterclass app. The insight that these really brilliant people brings, it's so mentally refreshing.
yeah, it's a great one. And then now, I was going to say, now we'll see when this airs how things are in terms of in person events, but also virtual events, because a lot of conferences now are doing both virtual and in person and doing kind of hybrid. You can makes it more accessible to people too. You don't necessarily have to get a ticket to wherever you're going. But looking at different conferences, again, it doesn't have to be so copywriting specific and focused, but more broadly, just of where you might get some fresh ideas, whether it's an advertising conference or an entrepreneur, conference, and being able to meet and interact with people and just exchange ideas with people that you wouldn't normally bump into on a regular day, especially if you're freelancing, especially if you're working from home and you're like me and you sometimes think, oh, it's been 48 hours since I've been outside in fresh air.
And then one final one in this category, courses. I know that if you're a CCA student, you already have purchased one type of course, but there's so many good courses out there to learn all kinds of aspects about business, or also, frankly, courses just for fun. There's so many high quality courses out there, insanely high quality courses for just about anything. The last category is jazz hands, office excitement.
Yes. The very official term for these items that bring you joy in your office. We always say you really don't need anything to start your copywriting business but your portfolio website. And so expense wise, that really is the only expense. But
Mm-hmm.
it can be fun to bring something that brings you a little joy into your office, especially because we spend hours upon hours in it a day generally.
Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, we do spend a lot of time in our offices. And yes, strictly speaking, you know that we will never tell you to throw hundreds of dollars away on, a office chair because you need it, or, whatever. If it's about making yourself feel more professional and it's going to cost you a bunch of money, maybe reconsider it. However, there can be fun little things that just kind of give you a kick when you sit down to work. You can get those boards where you can move the letters and
Mm-hmm.
put notes to yourself. Something that, yeah, just makes you happy, that makes you smile to yourself, maybe reminds you of what you're doing, maybe a framed photo of your family, or
Mm-hmm.
a framed photo of whatever your goal is. Print it out and put it in a little
Nice little frame.
picture
Yeah.
frame on your desk.
Yeah, some other fun ones, whether it's subscription boxes, but specifically for, snacks, if you want some office snacks, which can be fun, and you try some new stuff every month. They also do, I believe, flower subscriptions. So I'm looking, I bought a $10 beautiful bouquet for $10 at the farmer's market this weekend. And, but to do a subscription, then every month you get, and if they last, you can always dry them out, just something to pop a color. Take a look at subscriptions and buy yourself a nice little ongoing. So then you have it throughout the year. It comes up and you're like, oh, it's a nice little monthly surprise.
Yeah, but there's this all kinds of fun stuff that you can do to treat yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, guys, that part of the point of this of getting into copywriting is so that you can do something more fulfilling than what you were doing before. Another part of it is so that you can be more flexible potentially with your schedule, with where you work, with all that kind of stuff. And another part of that is to probably earn more money than you were making before. And when you're earning more money, yes, absolutely save more money. Let's be smart, be conscious about all of that. Sock it away in your 401k.
I was going to say, you can gift yourself a retirement contribution. That's another option.
That's a great idea. And actually, really, if you feel like, no, this is all too frivolous, well, then balance out a housekeeper with a house cleaner with a 401k. But it's okay to reward yourself for working hard and for doing well. Again, you are the biggest asset in your business, so treat yourself well.
Yeah.
Treat your number one employee deserves to be treated every now and again. So don't hesitate to do it. So we hope that this has inspired you a little bit, maybe gotten you a little bit excited to treat yourself. But more than anything else, we hope that it has given you some ideas for ways to take good care of your simultaneous number one employee and best boss. Thanks for watching. Make sure you don't miss any tips, tools, or tactics for copywriters by clicking subscribe right now. And of course, you can always find us over at filthyricwriter.com. We'll see you next time.